Public School. I'm your science teacher. We are learning chapter 2, Is Matter Around Us Pure? Now, the last thing what we learned was about physical and chemical changes. Okay. Now, what we are going to see next is what are the types of pure substances. Now, elements. Now, Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term. Okay, this term was first used by this person named Robert Boyle in the year 1661, and then the next person, Antony Laurent Lavoisier, he is a French chemist. He was the first to establish experiment useful definition of an element. So definition is given by Antony Laurent Lavoisier. Well, the term has been first used by Robert Boyle. Now, what do you mean by element? So basically, they said element is defined as it is made up of only single type of atom. It should not be break down into simpler substances by any chemical reaction. Okay, it is made up of single element atom and it should not be break down by any chemical reactions. Now, if you divide elements, elements are of three types: metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Metals you already know, non-metals also you already know. Metalloids are the mixture of both. If we talk about properties of metal, they are lustrous, means they shine. They can be either in a silvery gray or golden yellow, right? The color. They are good conductor of, basically they conduct heat and electricity. When you pass a heat from it, it can pass. They are ductile. Ductile means what? You can melt it and pour it in forms of a wire. Malleable, they can hammered in forms of thin sheets. Sonorous means they can be gives a sonorous sound when you know ton and all those things. Why you can ringing sound is there. So that is the properties, general properties of a matter. Gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium, potassium, right? Those are all metals. But mercury is the only metal which is in a liquid state at room temperature. Yes. Yeah. You can see, you can find mercury in a liquid state at room temperature. Yeah. And the weight is really very high. If you just have a small bottle of mercury, but as you know, it is very costly. Non-metals, you can get it in varieties of colors. They are poor conductor of opposite of exactly that of metals. Poor conductor of electricity, heat, non-lustrous, sonorous, and or malleable. Okay, examples are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, coal, etc. Those are all examples of non-metal. So what we learned? Metals, non-metals, right? Now the next thing what they are teaching you here is compounds. Now compounds is what? If two or more than two elements mix together, you get a compound. What do you get? If you mix two or more substances, you will get a compound. For that, let us take an activity. Divide the class. Let's say we divide it into two groups. Group 1. In group 1, I will give you mix and crush iron fillings, means a little powder of iron and sulfur powder. And second one also I will give the same, but here I will give heat. I am going to heat this mixture until it will become red hot. Now check, right? Check for magnesium in the material obtained. Now bring a metal near the material and check if the material is attracted towards the magnet, right? Compare the texture and color of the material. Add carbon disulfide in part 1, means little portion, and add dilute sulfuric acid in second one, other part. So basically you are dividing into two parts. Let's see what is the result. Okay. Now if you see, the gas obtained in group 1 is colorless, odorless, and combustible. What do you mean by colorless? You know, odorless means you cannot, there is no smell. Combustible means it can catch fire. It is not advisable to do the combustion test in the class basically. But in group 2, the gas obtained is hydrogen sulfide. Now you know The material used is same, the only thing is the process. It is colorless and the smell is comes like a rotten eggs. It smells very bad. So you must have observed both the group have the same material. Group 1 what they did is just a physical change, and group 2 did was a chemical change. So now you understand what do you mean by a physical change and a chemical change, right? See, both have the same material. Only thing is we are dividing it and doing a different process. So material obtained in group 1 is a mixture of two substances, right? Iron and sulfur. While material obtained by group 2 on heating, it has totally got a new property, means it do not have any older properties of iron and sulfur. It has ultimately getting a new property. Okay. So this is how you can understand a simple process of physical and a chemical change. Now we already learned what is a mixture and a compound. Mixture is means it is made up of two or more elements. When mixed together, a new compound is formed. An element react to form a new compound, right? A mixture has a variable compositions. A composition and a new substance is always mixed. A mixture shows the property of both the substance inside it, while a new substance does not, so it is totally different. So there is a very small difference between mixture and a compound, even though they are prepared from more than two compounds only, two elements only. But the problem is that how do you mix, that matters. The constitution can be separated by a physical method. Here you cannot separate so easily, so that can be done either by chemical or electrochemical reactions, right? It is the same. A matter is made up of three things: solid, liquid, gas, pure substance or mixture. Pure substance can be divided into element or compound, and mixture can be divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, so with this we have completed this chapter. Please read this, try to solve this. It's very easy and interesting. Okay, if you have any doubt in the exercise, please do post me a message. Fine, till then, thank you so much. We are going to see that in the next session.